I believe that you have the strongest personal brand in the profession of optometry. Unheard of in our profession.
I actually failed more than I succeeded when I first graduated. I had 9 to 10 jobs my first year. I'll remember like my tax accountant was like, she pulled me aside after she saw my tax return the first year. She's like, are you like dealing with hardship or like some personal issues? Like, did you get fired at all your jobs? I was like, no.
You decided to start your own practice, January 2020.
The most stressful moment all at once was definitely during the launch of Line of Sight when we could not launch. You know, it takes both resilience and grit to push one thing through, to be like, I'm going to see this all the way through. And the other part is just starting.
You're running 2 practices in the most competitive city, in the most competitive neighborhood, one would say.
I'm the CEO of both Equinox Hotel and Equinox Gym. Both came for eye exams, and they experienced our dry eye treatment, our services, and they're like, you know what? The CEO was like, I think you would do very well inside our spa. I just did a lot of research in the dry eye space, and I was the first one to bring in the first IPL device in the United States as an optometrist, and then radio frequency. Sometimes you want to stick in the box that you're put in because that's what they teach you in school and you don't know any better. And so you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's not within my scope. I'm supposed to stick with just eye exams. And I was like, well, why not?
Right now, Asian women are leading the pack when it comes down to the rate that are graduating from optometry school.
Maybe 10 years ago, I would step into a room around like round table discussions, and I was the only Asian female. When I started my social media account, this is back when I first started introducing the fact that I was an optometrist, I would get a lot of comments from strangers saying, you know, do you actually work? Do you have a job? You're a woman. Like, why do you have makeup on? You know, do you have to work? Like, you should be staying at home. These were comments that really shocked me. I've always been grounded, I would say, on the inside, but I don't think I'm quite expressive. Yeah, I seem calm, but I get burnt out, I get stressed, and I don't handle it well.
All right, everybody, I have a real special guest for you guys, optometrist, practice owner, content creator, New York City socialite. Most importantly, my homie, give it up for Dr. Jen Tsai, excuse me. What's up, Jen?
Good, I'm so happy to be here. We've been talking about this.
We finally made it work.
Yep.
We finally made it work, you know. So Jen and I, we see each other quite often. We're in the same city. But mostly I see you because I go to your practice to use your bathroom.
The toiletry.
Yes. So FYI, guys, just for those who are not in New York, it is very hard to find a clean bathroom in New York City. And then when you find a clean bathroom in New York City, they never let you use it. So Dr. Tsai's office, Jen's office, is centrally located. I go there, use the bathroom, I get air conditioned.
And you get a bottle of water. They watch your car for you.
That's right. Valet service. The team there watches my car when I go use the bathroom. So
this is for VIP guests only.
VIP.
Please don't come in.
VVIP. Yeah, insurance doesn't cover that.
Yes.
But no, Jen, I'm happy to have you. We have a lot to go through with not a lot of time.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
I want to start by going back to Jen before you were Dr. Tsai. So take me back to optometry school. You went to...
Oh, I went to Salus University. Okay. So it's PCO. But now it's part of Drexel, which is crazy.
They changed it. I didn't realize that. They changed it,
yeah. But it was a good school.
Yeah, I know a lot of amazing optometrists that came out of Salus, Drexel,
Salus,
PCO.
Drexel, PCO. It's like, where did you go? I don't know. Did I even go to school? Not sure.
Exactly. So when you were in optometry school,
yeah,
bring me back to you did 4-year program, right? Mm-hmm. So bring me back to your 4th year in optometry. Mm-hmm. Did you know then that you will be as accomplished as you are right now back then? Was this the life you manifested or you were intentional about?
I mean, I was trying to manifest, but definitely not the life I thought. I thought I was going to move back to Virginia to start practicing in a shopping center at Walmart or Target. And then eventually my dream was to move to California, settle down, and live out there. I only ended up in New York because one of my rotations got switched the last minute, my 4th year. And they placed me in New York City, and I was like, there's no way I want to move to New York. From Virginia, I was like, that place is dirty. People are loud and rude. It smells. as a tourist.
Right.
But when I moved here, I was like, oh my God, I love the city. I love the people. I love the energy. So I fell in love with New York. I moved here as soon as I graduated.
We've been friends for years. I never knew you were from Virginia.
See?
I thought you were from California.
Everyone thinks I'm from California.
Never knew. What part of Virginia?
I'm from Alexandria.
Oh, okay. I actually thought about moving to Alexandria.
Did
at
you?
At one point, yeah.
I'm glad you didn't.
Same. So I can see you now. You're like, in a shopping center in Alexandria, next to a Walmart, and maybe like a Payless Shoes and Planet Fitness, and then there's
that sounds about right.
Chipotle. But now you're not. You're in like the most upcoming neighborhood in New York City. You're in Hudson Yards. You have not one, but two thriving practices. One we're going to get to a little bit later, but you have two thriving practices in New York City. So was it just that rotation that changed that path for you, or what solidified it?
I think you start to find your footing like once you experience more things. And I think when you live in a shell or a bubble, you only know what you know. But New York definitely expanded my mindset and the people that you meet. And then I thought, there's more ways that I could go. And I actually failed more than I succeeded when I first graduated. I had 9 to 10 jobs my first year.
Whoa, you were Jamaican.
Yeah. I was working 6, sometimes 7 days a week. One day at every different clinic or optical. And then my I'll remember my tax accountant was she pulled me aside after she saw my tax return the first year. She's like, are you dealing with hardship or some personal issues? Did you get fired at all your jobs? I was like, no, I wanted to try all the different practices to see what I would like. But I was still in debt. I was spending all my money that I didn't have my first year. Because you're in debt from school and you're trying to catch up with everyone's lifestyle when you first graduate. So
and you're in New York City.
And you're in New York City. So it was a hard lesson the first year or two. But I was if I really want to make it here, I really got to buckle down and figure out what my path is and focus on that.
Jen, I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. I'm not just saying this because you're here. But I believe, and when I believe is fact, I believe that you have the strongest personal brand in the profession of optometry.
That's a big honor. Thank you.
You're welcome, but thank you because you created that brand. How many followers do you have? All over, total on social media?
Total on social, probably 600K, maybe 600, 700K. Wow. Yeah.
Unheard of in our profession, in our industry.
Yeah, in our industry, yes. Yeah.
Brands don't even have. Maybe JMM, maybe Luxottica, maybe Chrome, that have that consumer influence. They have that. So you're up there with those big 3 brands there with your personal brand. So you put so much of your life on social media, and I know you personally in real life, right? But what are some things you feel people look at your social media and assume about you that aren't true?
They think that I'm from California.
Not Alexandria, Virginia.
No, not Alexandria, Virginia.
They think you eat Chipotle.
They think I eat Chipotle. You know what? They think that I'm this very, very extravagant, super extroverted, loud person. I think maybe everyone on social media comes off as that, right? It's a persona. But when they meet me, they're like, you're pretty calm. You're pretty chill.
You are.
You're not what I thought, So that's one thing. So personality is another one. I think people think that, everyone knows that you kind of work hard, but they don't see behind the scenes what it looks like on a daily basis, what working hard looks like. I'm sometimes glued to my screen until 10 p.m. But it's a choice I make and I enjoy it. But it's not all glamorous all the time.
It's interesting because I know you travel a lot. Well, I remember you started off as a travel influencer. When I met you, you were a travel content creator.
I was a travel blogger.
At that time. And you switched over to, I think when you started Line of Sight is when you really went in on the profession and the industry. Yeah. And you still do some traveling, but not really blogging there as well. And we see you traveling. We see the NYC person, but if you visit your practice, Jen is in her white coat, her head is down. Yeah. I know for a fact, I stopped by there and I'm just like, hey Jen, bye Jen.
You don't need to say my name, I hear you.
Yeah.
You walk in.
I'm not quiet, huh? I go by there. No. But you are really just in there working. The hours and even just trying to book this podcast wasn't because your travel schedule, it was because you're running 2 practices in the most competitive city, in the most competitive neighborhood, one would say.
I should say that more often.
Yeah.
It's good to have a friend like you.
Give yourself your flowers.
Thank you.
Give yourself your flowers. I'll give them for you. I don't have flowers
Aww.
today. So I want to talk about line of sight.
Okay.
You decided to start your own practice January 2020.
Well, decided January 2019.
Okay.
Started coming up with the mood board, the name, the feel of the place, the space. Signed the lease Christmas Eve 2019. So excited, got the keys, unlocked the doors, went in. I was like, wow, you can build this from scratch, this like empty shell. It didn't even have like flooring, so we had to like raise the floor to the door. But yeah, and then 2020 hit in February. We're like, wait. So we just hired an architect team and construction workers to come in, and we just had to like let them go like a month later. Wow. We're like, we had to shut our doors because you know what happened then during the pandemic. We couldn't finish construction. So I had to like pivot during that time. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember where you were the day the world shut down? You were with me, by the way.
Was I?
Yeah.
Glad I have a friend like you.
She doesn't remember our interactions, obviously. So I'll give you the background story. We were at, you were going to bring Alem in to your practice.
Okay.
And we went to the Alem store to look at the collection together.
I remember.
Remember that? And we were like, oh, let's grab a coffee before we go. And the coffee shops were, I mean, this was like in real time. The coffee shops were like shutting down. Yeah. We're like, oh, this COVID thing is getting serious. Yeah. So we ended up going, looked at the collection, spent hours at Alem. And when we came out, Soho had turned into a ghost town. Every business had shut down.
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I was like,
this is not good.
Oh, Jen. I was like, oh, Jen. Would you say the pandemic was your scariest time as a practice owner, or was there another time or moment where you felt this is scary? We see line of sight. We see you. Right. You're very well put together. You're very composed. Your offices are beautiful. You know, you have amazing clients, amazing staff, but behind the scenes, I'm sure it's not always like that.
No, probably the most stressful moment all at once was definitely during the launch of Line of Sight when we could not launch. So for the 8 months, it was just building, and that's when I started actually TikTok and YouTube. I was like, well, I have to pivot. You know, if I can't see clients, I have to find a way to start building patients now. I don't know if I would say it is stressful. I do handle stress best I can, but I think when you're in it, you're not like, oh my God, you know? Yeah. It was like a year-long plus thing. So it just felt like I had to adjust to a new norm, a new way of living. So that was definitely the most stressful moment, like all at once. I would say the most recent one is when our AC broke. Ooh. That's it.
Oh, I'm so glad I was not there to use the
bathroom.
You
weren't there for that. Yeah, it was an ordeal.
When was that?
It went on for a while.
Your AC breaking in New York City is like equivalent to the city shutting down.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You're like, I need to shut down the office, potentially.
You shut down?
No, it was like on and off. So you just didn't happen to come the couple months that it happened.
Wow.
Right.
It was months your AC wasn't working?
Yeah.
I must have come a day that it was working. Yeah. Now, your offices are one block from each other.
Yes.
Did you ever think about just moving your patients?
Well,
you can't accommodate. Your main office is 3 lanes.
Yeah, we have 2 in our main office.
Okay.
We are pretty booked out. So, you know, what's nice about the partnership with Equinox, it was very organic. The CEO of both Equinox Hotel and the Equinox Gym, they both came in for both came for eye exams, and they experienced our dry eye treatment, services, and they're like, you know what? The CEO was like, I think you would do very well inside our spa. It really aligns with our philosophy of what we offer, taking care of wellness, thinking about longevity and regenerative focus of the component of eye health. You know, there is a space. Would you be interested in looking at it? So it's like, yeah, let's, you know, it's a block away, but it's completely different, and they have hotel guests that come visit the space, and it's so nice to be able to treat people who stay there, but also for our own patients who want to go there and experience the spa, we can accommodate them there too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that Equinox. So you're saying they came to you. This is how it happened.
They came in for an exam for treatments, and then they really liked what we were doing.
That's
They
amazing.
liked the vibes. Yeah.
So just to let everyone know, we're talking about Equinox. We're speaking about the company Equinox Gyms.
Yes.
And there's a hotel in New York City, the Equinox Hotel. It's the only Equinox.
It's the only Equinox hotel so far.
Okay.
They are building one in Saudi, I believe.
Line of sight,
somewhere
Saudi?
there. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
And eventually in other cities in the U.S.
Yeah, so it's a super premium hotel. The gym there, I have Equinox membership,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't have an Equinox membership to that Equinox.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the one where I think it's a prerequisite that you have to look fit first, and you go there to maintain, to look better. I mean, like Lenny Kravitz posts from that Equinox all the time, and a lot of celebrities attend. So the clientele.
Yeah. They have it is. I think it's a flagship. I don't know if it's a flagship, but it is a destination premium location. They have a sauna in the winter. They have a long pool, and they throw pool parties sometimes, I believe. They have a really, really nice gym, and it's very well curated.
Yes.
For the best of the best, and a lot of NBA players, a lot of sports golf, golf players. They stay there when they visit the city. Yeah.
So that practice there at Equinox, is that only dedicated to aesthetics?
It's dedicated to dry eye treatments and aesthetic treatments for under eyes and face for everyone who's concerned of, we care more and more these days. We want to look younger, we want to stay healthier, and that's the premise of how can we just elongate all of this. So under eye bags, under eye, dark circles, droopy lids, what can we do to take care of those things? Our eyes feel heavy or tired from screen time, dryness. How can we save our oil glands, prevent them from atrophying? How do we treat the eyes in a way where we can prolong the health of it so that you can maintain it for as long as you live? Yeah.
So you have a premium practice in the most premium hotel location in New York City.
Yeah, unless there's another one, give me a call.
Yeah. Holla at you.
Yeah.
Is that your goal? Do you have a goal, if you think? Would you want to expand more in the city?
Yeah, I mean, our goal is to hopefully move into a bigger space end of this year or beginning of next, looking to possibly build out a multi-floor, almost like a center or an institute, and floor for our luxury eyewear that we carry, all the different brands, and one focus on dry eyes and one on aesthetics. And medical full scope eye care too, of course. Really cool. Yeah.
I feel like you are one of the biggest players that are responsible for changing the perception of the profession of optometry.
Really?
I do. I feel like your content, the way you move, the services you offer. Right. I mean, I think before, when people think about coming to their optometrist or eye doctor, right, we're looking at 1, 2 glasses, lenses, contact lenses. But I feel like it opened it up to this different scope of optometry. At least made other consumers more aware.
Yeah.
What optometry is like.
Yeah.
Were you intentional of that, or did it just organically just happen?
I've always liked skincare and beauty. I've always dealt with dry eyes myself, and it started because I worked at Mount Sinai in the eye and ear department as my first job in the hospital. And I was in the eye care department, and I was dealing with heavy dry eye disease. And I was just surprised that the only way to treat these patients was when it was in stage 2 late. They're about to lose their vision, and you put them on medication, and they come back months later, I still feel like my eyes feel like crap. And I'm there has to be a way to provide better care if patients are possibly willing to pay for it. Because I know I would if there was ways to prevent things from happening. And so I just did a lot of research in the dry eye space, and I was the first one to bring in the first IPL device in the United States as an optometrist, and then radio frequency. I might be the first to start bringing in aesthetics. I think doing under eye treatments and building out an eye spa more fully, like bringing in things like Botox and going to Korea doing research. Bringing in a lot of like Asian skincare under eye treatments because I enjoy it, and doing more and more of it has made me think like outside of the box. I mean, like, you know what? Sometimes you want to stick in the box that you're put in because that's what they teach you in school, and you don't know any better. And so you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's not within my scope. I'm supposed to stick with just eye exams, and I was like, well, why not? Why not? If you know your stuff and you're an expert at it, why can't you bring in things that you think could help people within the realm of where you're operating? So I think more and more it's just like not being afraid of what people say. Like, are you sure that's a good decision? Why would you want to do that? I remember someone telling me, like, do you really want to sign a space in New York City? That's a lot. I mean, why don't you start with like second floor building with like one little unit? Do you really need that many employees? I think you just need like 2. Do you need other doctors? And it's just like so limiting if you think about it. Yeah. And it all comes from fear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like people, what they do is they hear your decisions, your fearlessness, and they, for that quick minute, they put themselves in your position, and it scares them. And they're like, whoa, I can never manage that. Right. But we're all different. Yeah. People have told me when I launched, I left really well-established organizations to start my own thing. And it's like, well, do you really want to I still get that now, would you go back to the Vision Council? Yeah. Would you go back, to
oh man, Expo? I remember.
It's like, would you go back to things and I'm like, no, I mean, I'm good. I have a plan. I'm intentional about it. But for that minute, they look at, okay, I can never sacrifice this. Right. And we're all different. We're all different at the end of the day.
Well, I think there's 2 ways that you can go that can be sort of limiting. I think one way is like, I don't think I can do it, or I don't know where I want to start, so I'm never going to start. So, or it's you start and then you move on to the next thing. And then you change your mind, you move on to the next thing, but you never commit to the grit and what it takes to like resilience to push one thing through. And I think that, it takes both resilience and grit to push one thing through, to be like, I'm going to see this all the way through. And the other part is just starting. Just starting, yeah.
That's the part. Yeah. It's like I put this off so long and finally, let me just put a mic in front of my face and get some friends of mine.
When you told me you're starting a podcast, I'm like, okay.
You were supportive. You always are.
I am.
Extremely supportive of everything. I think you're on all my boards. So that's how supportive you are, You don't just give me support, you actually lend your support to it. And I have to thank you for that, by the way. So Jen, I look at optometry schools. We look at the demographics. Right now, Asian women are leading the pack when it comes down to the rate that are graduating from optometry school, the fastest growing rate out of any demographic, right? Now, you're very visible. You're very much in the rooms with, the right people. Do you feel like the industry has done its part? Do you feel like representation when it comes to not just women, they make up 70+% of graduating optometrists, but specifically Asian women? Do you feel like the industry has done its part when it comes to representation?
Maybe 10 years ago, I would step into a room around like round table discussions, and I was the only Asian female, and I think now today, fast forward, I'm seeing a little bit more change, but I would still say that we're pretty underrepresented. I think at like, it depends on like what you mean by like leaderships and different types of parts of the industry, whether it's like the optical side of the industry or it's from running the pharmaceutical side of the industry. But I think that there's definitely more that we could do to sort of break that barrier, because I do feel like oftentimes I look around the room and I am that one, I hate to say it, like Asian female in the room. And I do see a lot more females though, making that change. And I think I'm really happy to see that shift, because everyone has such a different voice and different way and different perspective of seeing things. And it's very empowering to see that women are really stepping forward, really pushing their career forward, and really making the industry excel. Yeah.
Do you feel, I think about your visibility in general, does that affect how you show up? Does that affect your visibility? I mean, you're so active in person and, you know, in your content. Does that affect knowing that, does that affect you at all?
Being like very open or out there? You mean like?
All that. Yeah. As a doctor, as a business owner, as a content creator.
Yeah.
The students love you.
Oh,
the students love you.
Oh, yeah.
So you're inspiring so many students. But I'm thinking also, looking at, you know, this leading demographic of students are a lot of women professionals that look like you.
Well, let's start with, let's say, when I started my social media account. This is back when I first started introducing the fact that I was an optometrist. I would get a lot of comments from strangers saying, you know, do you actually work? Do you have a job? You're a woman. Like, why do you have makeup on? You know, do you have to work? Like, you should be staying at home. These were comments that really shocked me. And I'm like, well, I can't be the only one that's dealing with this. So everyone deals with a little bit of like insecurity or discomfort of putting themselves out there. But this is who I am. I want to dress nice. I want to wear makeup, and I show up and I know my stuff. So I'm going to show up that way. And I think that sort of movement, and over time, I think it's really part of my identity. And, you know, I don't have a separate account that's a personal versus professional. All my stuff is on there that I want to share. That's my personal life. If it's not something I want to put out there and it's not personal life, I probably shouldn't be doing that thing. But I'm not, you know, 100%, you know, all of my life is on social media, because there's a part where there is something special to keep things close to heart, because it's for you. And I would say that, did I answer the question? I got lost.
No, I mean, what you're saying is powerful, Jen. I mean, honestly, I mean, 100%, and that's good. You put everything out there. I do have a separate personal social media account.
You, yes,
That's like one post on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it allows me to not give everything. You know, out there. You know, I think more so to protect my family.
100%. If it's your family, your kids, your partner, or something, you know, you want to hold dear. Some people put their stuff out there, and it's part of their, you know, their thing. But I would say that for like students or optometrists, one of the questions I get asked is, should I have my separate account, or should I build one that's the same as my professional? I think it depends on the person and your comfort level. But you know, also don't be afraid to put some things out there, and you'd be surprised how people react. It becomes very relatable. When you're having a bad day, people really relate to it and show support.
I love your content when you're like, when people are like, the ones you put, they're like, people ask, are you the doctor? Or where's the doctor? You know, it's like you're addressing head on what so many of us that come from marginalized backgrounds face 100%. All the time. You know, how many times people ask me, where's my boss at? Or, you know, you own that? You do that? And I think it's so relatable to even people like myself that come from being a black man in this industry.
100%.
Or in society in 100%.
General,
you know?
Like being a minority or like being, like you said, like younger, just different. And people aren't used to that.
Absolutely. Okay, last question before rapid fire.
Okay.
I know you beyond what people see as Dr. Jen and Juice.
Yeah.
Right? I know what you put out there. I know what your work ethic behind the scenes. You have so much going on in a good way. When you're able for you to be that content creator, that optometrist, that business owner, that speaker, what do you do, or what I should say, keeps you grounded in real life?
I think for me, I've done a lot of personal work over time, and it wasn't something I focused on until maybe like 4 years ago that I started on this path. And I was always worried, like, am I going to become this like spiritual hippy dippy person?
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
You know, my alter ego, like I could be, but or lose myself. And I was afraid that would happen. And I've always been grounded, I would say, on the inside, but I don't think I'm quite expressive. And so some people may not realize, like, I seem calm, but I get burnt out, I get stressed, and I don't handle it well, and it comes out in other ways. But first started doing things like, I did start a meditation, I've gone on different types of journeys, I've gone to like Burning Man, and that's like a very self-fulfilling, like healing journey in and of itself. People see it as like a festival, but really you're learning a lot about yourself through the whole process. Even things like therapy. I think people are afraid to talk about
huge
therapy. Everyone should have a therapist. It's someone that you can talk to and share your thoughts and get a different opinion and see things from a different perspective. So I think a lot of that work over time has made me be able to see that everyone is the same, and we're just often self-projecting our fears or vulnerabilities or emotions onto others. And when you have more ability to see that, you have more compassion for yourself and for others. And so I think that has helped to keep me grounded, to see things differently and knowing my limits. I think when you're not aware of your body and being in touch, let's say you live here and you're not in touch with your body, you don't know that your body's giving out and you're tired. So really like taking time to support your body, in a good way. Take breaks when you do need it, and exercise, work out, eat healthy are all very important.
Drink juice.
And drink Terrence's juice that he now.
That's right.
Now he makes
juice man tea. I'm going. I got watermelon juice here as well.
Ooh.
All kinds. So, all right, rapid fire questions. I know we don't have a lot of time. What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Look at my phone. I'm honest.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm going to be honest.
Other than one person, everyone else has said the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, other than one person. Yeah.
People have admitted to looking at their phone.
Everyone.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
You should not. As an optometrist, I'm letting you know that's not a great place to start. But yes.
What is the last thing you do before you go to bed?
I'll do a red light therapy mask, or I use a red light panel to just lay in front of it. It's great for anti-inflammatory healing properties.
Amazing.
For your body and face. Yeah.
Amazing.
And it lets me think and shift my focus into sleep for like a good 10 minutes.
Veg out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just put your mind on pause
Yes.
for a little.
Yeah.
So the other question I have is, what is the weirdest DM you ever received?
Gotten a lot of weird ones.
You get a lot. Top 3 restaurants to go to in New York City.
I recently went to Ambassador Clubhouse, which is Indian. I think the chef came from London. Really good.
I saw an article on him just this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a favorite spot. And what else have I been to? I like this easy Chinese restaurant nearby here. It's called Chi.
Okay.
It's just really good Chinese food. If you want Chinese food at any given time of the day, but quality, it's really good. I love pizza, and I think it's called Parm, next door. Parm.
By your office?
Yes.
Best aesthetic hack for your face, eyes.
For which part?
Eyes. Let's go eyes.
Eyes. So sleep on an elevated pillow. Ice your eyes in the morning if you want to decompress it. If you're dealing with droopiness or heaviness as well. Other than that, vitamin C is great for the eye area, niacinamide. And I like to use a roller to drain lymphatic drainage as well.
Easy.
Yeah.
Jen, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
I appreciate having you nearby. I appreciate your bathroom at your office.
You're welcome.
And your air condition. I'm happy that's fixed. Thanks for coming by. So I'm glad we made this work, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.